What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you guys. Season 16, episode number 6, you guys. Episode was titled Peace Interrupted. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it, you guys. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, you guys, let us go ahead and get into this episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, shall we? Before we go ahead and get into it, I want you guys to tell me, what did you guys think about this episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta? Britt, girl, hey, Ajoba, how are you doing today? But Britt, my girlfriend, you, I don't know how I don't really know how I feel about you right about now. I don't dislike you like most people do, but I do. I've said it plenty of times before. When it comes to Britt, I do find Britt rather annoying. I can be honest about that. That I do find her and her voice to be annoying. Hey Gabby, how are you doing? You say you sick of Brit? Yeah, I think a lot of people are sick of Brit at this point. And Brit did exactly what I felt she was gonna do in this week's episode, and that was to victimize herself. When Brit, girl, you gave as good as you got. Was Kenya wrong? 1000% Kenya was wrong, but ma'am, you you're not an angel, Britt. Now, I did see that Britt was on Watch What Happens Live last night with Andy. I know Andy said that Bravo did an investigation into if Britt had a weapon, and they said that she didn't, right? Cool. It is what it is. Ajoba says it was dry. Angela brought some light spice to it. Angela and that fan is taking me the fuck out. I promise you guys, Angela and her fan, I can't with her and that fan. It is hilarious to me. But since I'm talking about Brit, you guys, let's go ahead and bring Brit's picture up on the screen and let's talk about Brit. Because here's, let's see, where's Brit at? So let's talk about Brit. Do I get where Brit is? Do I, is Brit entitled to her feelings about being, what happened at Kenya's grand opening? Absolutely, she's entitled to her feelings. But I also feel like Britt is putting 20 on 10 with this whole Kenya situation. So it's 48 hours. The episode opened and it's 48 hours after Kenya's grand opening, right? So Britt was talking to her husband. What I will say though, Britt, your husband, that man don't seem too interested because when you started crying, he didn't even get up to give you he didn't get up to hug you or nothing. So, yeah, girlfriend. But Britt is talking about how she feels like what Kenya did was calculated. It absolutely was calculated. But okay. I mean, I don't think you're telling us anything that we didn't already know. Gabby says if Andy got threatened by a coworker, that person would have been fired ASAP. Yeah, I believe that for sure. So Brit is saying that what Kenya did was to ruin her business and her reputation, right? She says she also may lose her license, and I'm like, you are in insurance. I don't understand how you would lose your license behind what Kenya did. It's not well. You know what though? She did call her insurance fraud hoe. That is right. Kenya did say insurance fraud hoe. So okay, but those are just words. So I don't really understand how your license can be affected by that. But neither here nor there. So Britt also said in her early 20s, she tried doing webcam. She also said when she was a teenager that her boyfriend recorded her giving him fellatio, right? I was like, okay. Now you guys know Portia is out here with a YouTube channel And Portia was saying that the pictures that Kenya had were underage pictures of Britt, right? So I'm assuming this is what Portia was talking about. So then Britt also says that, she had the internet wiped of everything that involved her. I was like, well, that's very interesting. I was, that is interesting that you said you had the internet wiped, which I figured she did. Because if you guys go look on the internet, you can't find anything involving Brit. So I believe Brit when she says that, right? So Brit is also trying to say that she hasn't slept since this happened. And then she started crying. And that's when her husband awkwardly got up to give her a hug. And I was like, this is so awkward to me. Am I the only person that thought that exchange with Brit and her husband was a little bit awkward? Like, please let me know if I'm the only one that caught that. So then moving on, Kelly came by the house to check on Brit. Kelly, I like you, but you a flip flopper because in this episode you're talking about Kenya and all this kind of stuff, but then current day you are talking nice about Kenya, like you flip flop. I'm just saying. I still like you, but I get a little bit of a flip flopper with you. Gabby says LinkedIn says she teaches insurance agents how to make 6 to 7 figures. It screams pyramid scheme. Ooh, yikes. So they're talking about what happened at Kenya's grand opening, right? I do agree with Kelly and even Britt. They're talking about why would Kenya take the opportunity to do this at her grand opening, which is for her daughter, and you're bringing. And I'm using one. I'm not gonna use air quotes because she is. Despite how you might feel about Britt, yes, Kenya was bringing down another woman. Gabby says Kelly flops wherever the wind blows. I truly believe that. So Kelly felt like what Kenya did was to try to trigger Britt. I don't know if I think she was trying to trigger Britt. I think she was trying to let Britt know, like, girl, I got your motherfucking penny, nickel, and dime. I think that that's what happened with Kenya and Britt, but I don't think that Kenya was trying to trigger Britt. But hey, if y'all feel like she was trying to trigger Britt, please let me know in the comment section, guys, and we can discuss it there. But I don't believe she was trying to trigger Britt. That's just my personal opinion. If you agree, cool. If you disagree with me, that's fine as well. So they got IVs. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people that is the trend now to have people administer IVs to you. Bitch, if I ain't in the hospital, I don't want no IV. I don't want a needle in my. I don't want no IV needle in my body. I hate. I'm squeamish when it comes to needles as is. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. So, Britt, I'm also gonna challenge you as again because you keep talking about Kenya was coming for you, ma'am. Kenya was never coming for you. It seemed like you had the issue with Kenya from the jump. Yes, Kenya was asking you about your ring, but I don't think that Kenya meant anything facetious or shady when it came to your ring. She was just asking you a simple question, girl. You're the one that flipped it and ran with it. Even your friend, or even your little friend, your friend over here, she even had to chime in and say, yeah, Kenya hasn't been like that towards me. So, Britt, I just really honestly feel like you were looking for a moment with Kenya and you got that moment. It is what it is. So later in the episode, we see Britt as she's talking to her mom, right? Again, I don't have a problem with this scene. I just at this point I'm realizing I'm like, oh, okay, Britt, you finna milk this for everything you can. Gabby says, I agree with you on the IV. Yeah, I don't want to do no IV. If I ain't in a hospital bed, don't put no IV in my arm. Like, please don't put an IV in my arm. What's up, Keywan? You saying that Brit is delusional. I don't know if I'm gonna say she's delusional or if Brit was the same way she said Kenya was calculated. I think Brit is a little calculated as well. And I don't have a problem with people who are calculated, but Brit was calculated in the things she did. So Brit is saying that this situation with Kenya has brought her and her sisters closer together. I was like, oh, okay. If that's what you say, then cool. I don't have a problem with that, right? And that's really all we got with Brit. Like, I knew Brit was gonna run with this for sure, for sure. Brit gives pharmaceutical dealer's girlfriend. I'm using that word because I don't want to say that other word, the word before dealer, as an insurance scam in all in quotation marks as her legitimate. Who knows when it comes to Brit? Who knows when it comes to Brit? Let's move on, you guys. Who do we want to talk about next? Let's talk about Portia because there ain't much for Portia to discuss. I should have went to Drew first, but we got Portia on the screen, so let's talk about Portia. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm speaking directly to Shamia. I'm speaking to Shamia. Shamia, beloved, please don't diminish yourself and your feelings for Portia. Portia was rude. Portia came off as a fucking hater when you played your song. Do not do that again. Kiwan says she definitely ran like a track star with this. She did. So Portia and Shamia met up with each other, right? Like I said, Shamia is putting her feelings to the side for Portia because of what Portia is going through with Simon. Portia, you only have yourself to blame when it comes to this whole situation with Simon. You didn't have to marry Simon. You didn't have to get engaged to Simon. Like everything that you did with Simon, you willingly did it and you didn't have to do it. So yeah, Portia, I'm not really feeling much for you at this particular moment. So then they talked about the whole Drew and Dennis of it all, right? So Portia is saying that when she talked to Dennis, she was basically telling Dennis not to, that she didn't want him to film with Drew. He said he was only doing it for promotion and that he didn't film with Drew, but we see he filmed with Drew. This is again why I told you guys that I feel like this whole storyline with Drew, Portia, and Coach Dennis is just that, a storyline. Because come on now. So Dennis literally lied to Portia saying he wasn't filming with Drew, but we got a scene 8 days later with him filming with Drew. Please miss me with all the bullshit. Please miss me with the bullshit when it comes to that. Uh Gabby says, how many times does Portia have to show Shamia she's not her friend? Baby, you know what? Let me. I don't know if I would say she's not her friend because they've been friends since they were kids, right? She's not a good friend to Shamia. She's not a great. She's not a good. Well, she's not a good friend to Shamia. Portia is one of those friends. From what I'm seeing on the show, Portia is one of those friends who they're friends with. They can be your friends when you've been their cheerleader, bigging them up, and when you're beneath them, right? And when you get on a level or above them, then it becomes envy and jealousy, right? But I also think that this plays into how Portia was raised by Miss Diane. Um, you say Shamia has a sick child that Portia never asks about or even checks on her. Yeah, I mean, if Shamia loves that type of friendship, I'm gonna let Shamia have it. I can never be friends with somebody like that. That's just not for me. I don't think that's a real. I don't think that's a good friend. I don't think that's a good friend because if your friend, if because let's be real, in friendships, you can have some friendships where one of your friends all they do is take from you, right? But they never give back or pour into you, right? I'm guilty of that. I've had friends where I do, you pour so much into them, and then when it's time to do it for you, you don't get that energy back. So, but I don't stay in friendships that long like that. Trust and believe me. Trust and believe. I want better for Shamia. But again, if Shamia loves this relationship with, because she said it ain't just Portia, she has other relationships just like this. I'm like, Shamia, that's very telling. That's very telling. But you know, and it's showing who she is as a person. So we move on from Portia. Now let's get over to Drew, because again, like I said, I really feel like Drew, Shamia, and Portia, Drew, wrong, not even Chasing Mia, Drew, Portia, and Coach Dennis. I really feel like this is a concocted storyline. Gabby says a quote unquote friend will not sit back and laugh with the next bit while she talks smack about me. Yeah, that part I agree with. If my friends ever sat with somebody that's talking shit about me, yeah, we ain't gonna be friends. We ain't gonna be, or if I hear about it. In this particular situation, she saw it on television, and she still chooses to be friends with Portia. Again, that shit, it wouldn't be me, but neither here nor there. Um, so Drew, like I said, when it comes to Drew, I don't know that I believe any of this shit with Drew. So you guys know Drew has to leave the house, right? Certain weekends in the certain weekends so that Ralph can come up from the basement like a groundhog and be with the kids, right? So this particular weekend, it is his weekend to come up like a groundhog and be with the kids, right? So Drew is trying to get their daughter's hair done, brush the daughter's hair. Then they sat down to eat, and who miraculously comes up from the basement? You guessed it, Ralph in some tight ass fucking pants. I was like, oh my God. So Drew is, I really honestly feel like Drew was pretending that she was shocked, because I don't think that Drew was a bit more shocked at all that Ralph came up, right? So Drew and Ralph are talking. So Drew is telling Ralph that he needs to pay the exterminator bill, and because she has a lot that she has to do. Then he diminishes her and saying she ain't got that much to do. I was like, well, damn, Ralph. First of all, how do you know what Drew got to do? Like that was my first question. Is like, how do you know what Drew does and doesn't have to do? Here we go with Ralph and his bullshit and his gaslight. And I was like, oh God, Drew, get the fuck out this house. So Drew and Allison left, and Drew was pissed off in the car. I was like, it would have been better off you just never said nothing to the nigga in the first place. Gabby says, I feel bad for Drew, but when she subjects to this bullshit, well, I said bullshit. You didn't say bullshit, but I said it. I can't just move out the house already. Uh, yeah, I wish that Drew would just move out the house, but Ralph says she don't pay no bills. Ralph, shut up. Just go to hell, Ralph. How about that? Go straight to hell. Gabby also says Ralph never supported Drew, and it shows how he talks to her. Yeah, Ralph, aka Baby Martell Holt. Miss Drew, go find a townhouse. Yeah, I agree with you, Kiwan. Go find a townhouse, Drew. But I just felt like this is why I say I just don't know that I believe this whole Drew, Portia, Coach Dennis storyline. It seems all over the place to me. But y'all tell me what you guys think. So we'll move on, you guys, and we will talk about Shamia. So we see Shamia. So Shamia got all the girls together after the grand opening, right? So it is Angela, Kelly, Portia, and Drew, and no Brit and no Kenya, right? Now, I will also say, I guess Bravo must have deleted this from the episodes, because in the trailer, there's a scene that they filmed with Kenya, and Cynthia was there. They were talking about the grand opening, but we didn't see it. And I guess we're not gonna see it. I guess we ain't gonna see it, because I do remember there was a scene that they filmed, and it's in if you guys go look at the trailer, it's in the trailer where Cynthia was talking to. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong, but y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But I could swear that I saw. Maybe that was a grand opening. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Shit, I'm tired. So They're talking, right? Angela comes with this personal fan. I was like, ooh, Angela. Granted, I know it's hot in Atlanta during the summer. I do know that. But Angela says she's not going through perimenopause. I was like, you sure about that? That would explain why your wig slid back in episode one. That would explain why that wig slid back. But Angela gonna make sure that wig don't never slide back again. Because that personal fan that Angela got, baby, Angela is fanning her wig to make sure that that wig don't pull a Karen Huger and slide to the back of her forehead. So they talked about Kenya, right? And Portia says that, out of all the things that Kenya has done on the show, she's never saw Kenya do this before. And Kenya toured on the hill, and Kelly's like, I don't think she ever came back up. Gabby says Angela is old and refuses to admit it. Child, she needs to admit that she's perimenopausal, or because well, she might not. Well, I don't know, girl. The fact that you got to walk around with this fan is giving something. Gabby says Portia should have sat this one out. So Kelly is talking about she doesn't know if she'll be able to forgive Kenya. Well, looks like you have. Looks like you have. When you fell out with Britt, it looked like you may have already forgiven Kenya. This is why I say, Kelly, you're a little flip flopper. Just gonna be honest with you, you're a flip flopper, sis. Then she asked Portia, would Portia forgive Kenya? She didn't want to say it in the scene, but in her confessional, she said no, she wouldn't forgive her. I mean, let's be real. Who in their right mind would forgive Kenya? I wouldn't forgive Kenya if I was in this position. I wouldn't forgive Kenya, but neither here nor there, right? So then Angela decided to ask Portia, like, so the whole thing which that you mentioned Charles, right? What was you talking about? And Portia said she was just joking and playing with her. And I was like, okay, now this makes sense. That so remember last week, you guys, I kept trying to make sense of that scene with Charles and what how that scene was filmed. So I feel like Bravo and production edited that episode all weird. Because I was like, Portia never said that she was playing with you. But we see it in this week's episode. We see it in this week's episode. Gabby says, I never forgave Portia or Phaedra for what they did in season 9 to Candy. I know a lot of people haven't. I know a lot of people haven't. When it comes to Phaedra, I've never been able to look at her the same since. Portia, you know, I don't look at her the same as I used to. I just wish that she never repeated it on camera or even repeated it in general. Cause that was just I was like, girl, you just ugh. Why would you do something so stupid? Like, why would you do something so stupid? So then Drew and Portia, they're both talking about their divorces. I was like, I honestly don't care. I don't care about Drew's divorce with Ralph. I damn sure don't care about Portia's divorce from Simon. Couldn't care less. Um, Portia started trying to. I don't. Well, she was faking some tears because I didn't see no tears come out of her eyes when she was talking about the fact that Simon has mentioned her mama's name. PJ has asked about him. She texted him. He left her on red. Girl, I'm pretty sure he did. I'm shocked that he didn't put it on social media because y'all know at this particular time that they were filming, every little thing that Portia would say or do, that man was talking about her in his Instagram stories. I'm shocked about this. Gabby says there's nothing that a bee can tell me about my hubby that I don't already know. Exactly. Well, I don't know about that. I have a different opinion on that. I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from, right? But if somebody is saying that they slept with my significant other, I ain't gonna necessarily just 100% believe it. But if they can identify things that only you would know if you see my significant other naked, then I'd be like, you know what? You know what, girl? Yeah. And I get what you said. You said my husband not in these streets like Charles either. True. Right? Like I get that's what I was about to say. If your significant other ain't out there in them streets, then yeah, it ain't nothing somebody can tell you. But if your significant other out there creeping around is hiding the sausage, then maybe. But that's is that all that happened at that? Yeah, that's all that happened. So then we move on and we see Shamia in the studio, right? So she's in the studio with RL. Angela and Drew came down. They talked about this whole Portia thing, and when Shamia played her song, and she kept saying that it was Drew, Shamia's feelings were hurt. I wish Shamia would express to her friend that her feelings were hurt, but she won't. Like, I don't want to be in a friendship where I gotta walk on eggshells with my friend about my feelings. Because that's not a real friend if you gotta do shit like that. That's not a good friend either. That's not a real friend or a good friend. But neither here nor there, right? So Shamia played some of her songs, I think one particular song, and it sounded good. It sounded good. It sounded good to me. Now I will say, now I'm kind of seeing where people. This is a joke, you guys, when I say this, but I'm kind of seeing a love in hip hop now because we got two artists on this show who are in the studio, but that is their storyline, and I get it. We're gonna see them in the studio, so I don't have a problem with that. That's the only thing that I can see that I'm like, oh, this kind of reminds me of Love and Hip Hop because you don't see Real Housewives. You don't see a whole lot of artists on Real Housewives of Atlanta, any Real Housewives. And if they are in the studio, it's kind of people like Kim Zolciak just fucking around and Countess Luann that you don't take seriously. But Shamia and Drew, you can take them seriously. And I'm here for it, right? But that's it with Shamia. Let's go ahead and wrap up the episode with Kelly. And let me get to the comments. Hey, Greta, how are you doing today? Give me a second, you guys, because it is time for me to log out for the day at work. There we go. We done for today. Closing his laptop. So, Kelly, the first thing we see with Kelly is she is doing yoga with her daughter, and they are talking about her soon-to-be ex-husband because there's an article that came out about her ex-husband at the time that she was filming the scene. And listening to Kelly talk about her ex-husband, this man sounds like a real piece of shit. I just got to be real. The man sounds like a piece of shit because Kelly is talking about the man. We remember he was held in contempt, right? So Kelly lets it be known that he's he's been released, but the girls still think that he's in jail. I was like, damn. So you ain't tried to reach out to your kids? Then the oldest daughter, because he's saying he wants custody of all four of his girls, but the oldest daughter's like, I don't feel like he means me because he ain't even talked to me. But we found out that the man has raised her since she was about 2 years old. And I was like, wow, again, this man is a real piece of shit. I mean, I think we already knew that the man was a piece of shit, but the fact that when they were in court, Kelly said that he threatened her to unalive her. Kelly girl, Kelly girl, Kelly girl, Kelly girl, Kelly girl. I want you to get I need you to get this divorce ASAP because this man, like I said, is a real piece of S to the H to the I to the T. This man is a piece of shit. Get you and your girls far the hell away from him. Girl, file a restraining order. Do whatever it is that you got to do to distance yourself from that fat ass, ugly ass man. Because I saw a picture of her ex husband, and that bastard is one. He is an ugly, fat blob. No disrespect to your kid's father. Because I know it's their father, but outside of that, mm-mm. Greta says he sounds like that turkey leg hut a hole. Yeah, he's definitely he's a piece of shit, girl. Mm-mm-mm. Like, how do you? Never mind. I'm about to say, how do you threaten their mother? Well, how do you threaten their mother? Get held in contempt get out and still have no communication with your actually yeah let's go there. How do you do that? How do you have no communication with your kids but want to try to go for custody of your kids? It's a mm-mm, it's a special place in the pits of hell for that man. So then we move on, you guys. So Kelly is having this peace brunch at her place, and she's inviting all the girls, right? So everyone is showing up with the exception of Portia, who called Kelly to let Kelly know, girl, I'm sick, right? So this was the best part of the episode is the peace brunch because it was chaotic. And it was chaotic because of Brick. Brick, girl, you are a whole lot. And I don't mean that in a good way. Because when you came to this peace brunch, mind you, this peace brunch is for you, but you the one that came in with a lack of peace. I mean, came in with no peace whatsoever, right? So Angela came, she got her fan, right? I'm like, girl, you might as well admit that you are either you perimenopausal or you just straight up menopausal. One of the two. But you might want to be honest with yourself about it. That's all I'm gonna say to you, Angela. Be honest about it, right? So Kelly is talking because at this time I think it's just Kelly, Shamia, and Angela. So Kelly is telling the girls about the article that was written about her ex-husband, right? Oh my god. I wasn't ready for that comment. I wasn't ready for that comment. But I've been thinking it. I think it every time I see this damn picture of her. Hey, El Michelle. I think about it every time I see this. Kelly looks like a streetwalker in this picture, and she do. She definitely does look like a streetwalker. That ain't no shade to you, Kelly girl, but the way that you posing, and then this pleather, leather, whatever the hell it is, with this fur around your shoulder, girl, you definitely do look like a lady of the night. Just being honest. Uh, not Greta said toot toot. Hey, beep beep. I can't with y'all. I cannot with you guys. So Britt arrives, right? Britt is talking about how things have gotten worse for her since everything has happened with Kenya. Now she didn't go into detail, but she said things have gotten worse for her, right? Meanwhile, Angela got that fan blowing on her wig. I said, I know that's right, Angela. Again, you gonna make sure that that wig don't slide back to the back of your head. And I'm okay with it, right? So the Kelly mentioned that some of the girls have talked to Kenya. Girl, why she say that for? When she said that some of the girls have talked to Kenya, that is when Britt lost her shit. What are you guys talking to Kenya for? What are you talking to Kenya for? Kenya's the one that did this to me. And I'm so glad that Angela told her, girl, you are someone who throws the rock and hides your hand. I was like, exactly. Like, Britt, we're not gonna sit here and pretend like you didn't mention 3 different times that you had a fucking pistol. Did you have a pistol according to Bravo and the investigation? You didn't. But okay, like you're not gonna sit here and just absolve yourself of what you said and did. Like that's not gonna fly, Brit. Here's my thing when it comes to Brit, right? I don't dislike Brit. Do I think she's annoying? Yes. Does her voice annoy me? Yes. Do I think she's a good fit for Housewives? Not necessarily. But to be quite honest with you, although I do like this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, I don't think half of the like I can give you 2 people in particular that I don't think are fit for Housewives. Britt is one of them, and her friend right here on my screen is another one. Granted, she's showing her businesses, but outside of that, I don't really know if she's built For I don't know if these two necessarily gave housewives. I don't know that Britt and Kelly really gave housewives, but that's just my personal opinion. Do I dislike them? No. They just they just don't really like honestly, I feel like if they had found two other people besides Kelly and Britt, I think we because honestly, they're kind of annoying. I think that's what it is with Kelly and Britt, but I don't feel like they're housewives because they just annoy me. I think that's really what it is. They annoy me. Says what, JB? I like Kelly. What are they missing for you? Oh God, what are they missing for? I don't know if it's anything that they're. I don't necessarily know if there's something that they're missing that's not equating to housewife, or it's just you know what? I think it's the aesthetic for me. Because one, let's be real. Well, you know what? If I say this, I gotta say it about Portia too, and Angela. Well, shit. I guess the only person because I was about to say we ain't really saw their lifestyle. We ain't really saw their homes and stuff like that. But we ain't saw Portia's house. That's because Portia can't film in her house, right? Have we saw Angela's? We saw Angela's house. We saw Shamia's house. We know Drew. Um, Britt lives in a townhouse, which nothing's wrong with that, right? We know Kelly is a businesswoman. We know Kelly's a businesswoman. We know Kelly should have money, right? It's just something missing with Kelly and Britt for me, and I think it's s- sort of the luxury of it all. I really think that's what it is for me personally. You guys may disagree with me, and that's fine, but I think that's where the disconnect is coming from me. Uh, Nicole says they just seem a bit contrived. That too, especially with Kelly. Like Kelly, like I said earlier in the review, Kelly is a flip flopper, and I think that's why I'm not connecting with Kelly a whole bunch because Kelly flip flops. Remember, she came in one, and also with Kelly, with Britt and Kelly, I will also say this: it gives fan because Kelly came in want to know why Portia took that woman's husband. Then she sat down with Portia. Now she's cool with Portia, right? Now she has an issue with Kenya, but because of what Kenya did to Britt. But now she's cool with Kenya. Kenya's a woman crush Wednesday. Now she's flipped. She's not friends with Britt. Talking about Britt. It's like, girl, what is it with you? Like, I'm really trying to figure Kelly out. I do again. I like Kelly. I'm trying to figure who is the real Kelly. That's what I want with Kelly. Um, I agree with you, Curtis. You say I feel like Marlo would have fit in with this group low key. She would have her mug shots and all. Now, never mind. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. Kelly is trying to secure her spot, and it shows. That's what I think it is with Kelly. Again, like I said, I don't dislike Kelly. I really don't. I think she's a good. I think she's. If I can see who the real Kelly is, I think I would really go up for Kelly. But the fact that I just don't know who Kelly is 100%, that's why she's not really meshing well with me 100%. When it comes to Kelly, I'm like 80-20 on her. El Michelle, El Michelle says she came in getting the parties going with Portia. I'm not mad if she kept it going. We would I'm not mad if she kept it going. We would have become annoyed. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Uh Kiwan says Kelly is fake AF. I just think she's a flip. Well, like I said, she's a flip flop. To me, she's just a flip flopper. So this is where shit went to hell. So remember, I just told you guys that Kelly was telling the girl. Kelly was talking about the fact that the girl talked to Kenya, right? And Britt is upset. So Britt says she almost lost her license. I said, "Girl, how?" Even Angela said, "How?" And this is where nasally Britt was like, "Rate the rim, rate the rim, rate the rim." Read the room. Read the motherfucking room. I was like, girl, what are you doing? Are you slow? I was like, wait a minute, bitch. Whoa. Is she slow? Girl, what? Gabby says Brit reminds me of a Nicki Minaj era. Yeah, I can see it. Emma says I cackle when she told Portia not to take someone else's husband. That shit was funny. That shit was funny. But I was like, Brit, girl, what are you doing? Read the motherfucking room. Read the motherfucking room. Read the room. Read the room. Read the room. I was like, Brit, what are you doing? Like, girl, what are you doing? I'm so confused with Brit. Then she went at it with Drew. I was like, Brit, calm down. So then Brit goes on to say, I lost my license because of this stuff. There was already an investigation. And Angela's like, I thought so. What did you say? What did you say? I was like, girl, sit down somewhere. You doing the most. Like, honestly, Britt was being passive aggressive because she's, I'm just gonna let you finish what you were saying. I'm just gonna let you finish. And I was like, girl, what? Oh God. Like, Britt, girl, you doing the most. Kiwan says this scene was production and Britt's ultimate goal for her to be the new Kenya. Uh, I hope not. It might have been her goal. Gabby says Britt and Kelly came on as super fans, but Britt couldn't let Kenya Mean Girls streak go, and Kelly got to know the girls for herself. I agree. I definitely believe that that's what it is. They both came on as fans of the show. I absolutely agree with that. And Nicole says Britt is annoying as fuck. She is. And then that old nasally ass voice she got. It's like, girl, what the fuck is his voice? But yeah, you guys, that's all I got with this episode. Um Overall, like I said, I thought it was a good episode. Despite me saying that I don't feel like Britt and Kelly are quote unquote are given housewife, and I think Gabby summed it up real well for me. They feel like super fans that came on. Do I have a problem with super fans coming on to the show? Absolutely not. But you know, I'm cool with it. So far, like I said, season's okay to me. I'm enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying the season. I don't. I'm enjoying Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me know if you guys are enjoying it, and let me know if you guys are gonna. Because I don't know what the numbers were last night because I haven't taken a chance to look to see what the ratings were for last night's episode. But let me know y'all watching the episodes or are y'all just watching us, the people who review the episodes? Because I am curious to know that the answer to that question. El Michelle says her not understanding why the girl still checked in on Kenya. Let me know why she has no female friends. Yeah, very telling. Oh, I absolutely agree about that. It is better than last season, baby. I don't know how I stuck in there with last season of Real Housewives of Atlanta because that shit got on my nerves. That got on my nerves, almost like Real Housewives of Potomac got on my nerves this past season. Like, yeah, and then hopefully Bigfoot ass Mia not coming back. I see that she done moved her Bigfoot ass down to Atlanta, so maybe she'll stay down there. But girl, Mia, let me tell you something real quick before I get off of here. Um, ma'am, if you couldn't take getting read by Giselle at the reunion, what the hell makes you think that you can come on this show right here and fit in? You let a bitch who can't read nobody read you and have you run off the reunion stage. Mia, go to hell. You are better fit. You take you, your little short boyfriend, and your best friend who you kitty click with, and going over there to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That's what the three of y'all can do. Gabby says, I'm just watching the reviews. Okay. I'm curious to see what the number. Let's see if the ratings are out. Which, honestly, you guys, I don't care about the ratings. I don't know how much the network cares about them because from what I read, the numbers are doing. okay, because they don't, I mean, y'all know a lot of people don't watch live television. I don't watch live television, and then you guys know they have it on Peacock, so it is what it is. The numbers are not out yet. The numbers are not. Damn, Married to Medicine season average 500,000. That's interesting. That's interesting. And the reunion, the part, that's why the numbers was low on my video. 0.564 million viewers for part 3 of the reunion of Married to Medicine. Thank God that shit is off. El Michelle says if Mia comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kelly will have questions and she can ask all the questions in the world she wants. That one I damn sure wouldn't give a fuck about. Keenwan says, is Mia trying to go to Real Housewives of Atlanta? She wants to. Curtis says, I've been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta since season 1, so I'm going to stick it out. Yeah, I mean, I sat through season 13, 14, and 15. 13 wasn't that bad, but the bolo of it all got on my nerves. If I could sit through fucking weeks of them talking about bolo, I can sit through this. If I could sit through season 14 and 15, I can sit through this. But yeah, that's all I got, you guys. So I'm gonna get off of here. I gotta record the Never Ever Mets. I'll finish watching that shit today, and that show is bananas this season. What the hell? Who cast that show this season? Is all I gotta ask. Then after I do that, I gotta do the Baddies Reunion Part 1. Oh God, I'm so glad that show is almost over. 2 more weeks of Baddies, I think, and I'm done. And I know they get ready to film Baddies Africa. Fuck my life. Oh, and then also, you guys, y'all know I'm reviewing what's that show? Paradise. Paradise. I'm reviewing Paradise, so I gotta watch episode 2, and that'll be up later tonight, you guys. But yeah, you guys, that's all I got. Keywan says, "Child never ever misses a hot mess." It is. Ajoba says it's craziness. Y'all, when I got to the end of that fucking episode, it was one thing to hear Charlie say, I got a newborn baby. Oh, but also I got 2 other kids that I didn't tell you about. Girl, what? Then for Jared to say, girl, you know what? I got a 6-month-old. I said, huh? Oh my God. Then for Clavassier to sit there and say, oh, I got a newborn too. I said, say what now? Then Kiki says she got a secret. I said, what the fuck is going on with this? This show is stupid. Oh my God. I had no intentions of reviewing the Never Ever Mets. I had no intention of reviewing the Never Ever Mets. Again, I'm going to repeat this to you guys. I had no intentions of reviewing that show, but I'm sucked in somehow. Kimon says, absolutely not. Are you reviewing somebody's son on? I am not touching that show. I don't want this, like, my channel, I don't want it to be so heavily focused on reality TV. That is why I was trying to get away from reality TV. But am I going to watch Are You Somebody's Son? I am. Am I going to review it? I don't think so. I don't feel like I want to. If I watch the first episode, no, I'm not gonna make that promise. I don't want to review it. It's something that I feel like I want to watch. Now, here's what I will say. Because El Michelle asked, am I going live with the Never Ever Mets? This week, probably no. This week is going to be pre-recorded, but what I will do is set it up as a premiere. So we will be, if y'all want to come into the live chat at the premiere, I'll do that. But I feel like we may go live this Saturday for the Never Ever Mets because, again, I just really want to talk to y'all about these babies. It's these babies for me. Are they bringing baddies to Africa, or Africa has been? No, they're taking baddies to Africa, and I don't know I don't know what countries they're going to in Africa, but they're going to Africa. They keep saying Africa. I'm like, y'all do know that there's a continent. Africa's a continent. But get all off topic. My God, babies and secrets, I love it. It's a mess. You say I'm debating that show, but I'm probably not due to my low tolerance. Yeah, I ain't got the bandwidth for it. I barely had a bandwidth for the Never Ever Mets, but I'm gonna do it. Mine too. Mine too. My apologies to Africa. My apologies to them people. I want them to know that is not how we conduct ourselves over here in the States. That is a subsector of a subsector of a subsector of the black community. That ain't even, I'm not even going to attach baddies to our community. That is them. That is, that is baddies and Zeus, not us. Bitch, I could never go on the bitch. I could never go on, and I'm not calling y'all bitches. I'm just saying bitch out loud. But bitch, I could never go on no trip to another city, another state, another country, another continent, and all y'all do is fight. I be hot fucking damn. Especially Africa. Let me clean this up again. Because I don't know where they're going in Africa. So that's all I can say is Africa. I'd be damned if I go to let's think of some countries in Africa. Kenya. I want to go to I'd be damned if I go to Kenya. I'd be damned if I go to um damn, I'm trying to think of some other countries in Africa, and I can't think. I'm having a brain for it. But I'd be damned if I go to any country in Africa, and all I gotta do is, and we gotta fight, we gotta fight each other, bitch. I will tell you, keep that plane ticket, whatever you want, whatever accommodations you got. I don't want to come. I want to go on a vacation and have peace and fun. We can go to the club, we can turn up, we can do all that kind of stuff. But I be hot diggity dog Johannesburg. I be hot diggity dog damn if we finna fight. I be hot fucking damn. Elma just says, imagine being on a safari and hoes are fighting, not the lions, dogs. Can you imagine that bullshit? I cannot. But yeah, you guys, that's it, you guys. I didn't know that we were gonna go an hour with Real Housewives of Atlanta, but it's fun when I do go over my time. So yeah, you guys, be sure to. I don't know when I'm gonna put those videos up. Of I may put it depends on how my night goes, but I do intend to have everything done. The Never Ever Mets. That ain't gonna be a long review. I'm just letting you guys know that right now. It ain't gonna be long because I have. Although that show is interesting, it's also irritating as well. Alicia is irritating the fuck out of me. Alicia is giving me what was old girl's name last season? They called old boy, you a bitch. You a bitch. The girl that kept saying you a bitch to that boy, she's giving her without the you a bitch vibe, without the calling him the man a bitch. I do not like Alicia. Ooh, y'all, I'm gonna say this and then I'll get off of here. So y'all remember Aaron from last season, right? Of Never Ever Mets. So riddle me this. Why is Aaron on Facebook and talking to YouTubers about something with Chris? So if you guys are not on Facebook, I'll give you guys a little bit of tea, but I'll definitely discuss it because I can't put it up on I can't put it on my video because the stuff is kind of sexually explicit, so to speak. But according to Aaron from last season of the Never Ever Mets, he found out that Chris on this season allegedly has an OnlyFans page where he allegedly does gay content. Now, how Aaron knows this information, I do not know, but it's on the it's on the Facebook groups, and in the screenshots, you literally see Aaron's name. His name is at the bottom of it. He didn't even take his name out of it. Like, sir, you being messy for no fucking reason. That's all I got, you guys. Like I said, the Never Ever Mets, it'll be up sometime. It'll be up sometime later, and it might be a car video. I know some of y'all enjoy when I be in the car doing videos. I don't know why y'all enjoy that shit. It it gets on my nerves sometimes. And you know what? I know why y'all like it. Y'all are nosy because y'all be want to know who I be looking when I be seeing people, and I'm like, oh, you fine. Y'all motherfuckers just want to see who y'all just want to see. That's why y'all like them car videos so much, because y'all just want to be nosy and see what I'm looking at. I know what it is. But that's it, you guys. I appreciate everybody who came through and participated in the chat. Going forward, let me know this, you guys, which I think I'm gonna go back to what I've been doing. The only reason why the last 3 weeks we hadn't had a pre-recorded video and a live is because I felt like it was better beneficial to have the live. But let me know what you guys prefer. Do you guys like both the pre-recorded video with the live, with me doing it a live followed up? I definitely want to know what you guys think about that. It's not a lot of work for me to do it, but I honestly I like doing it because I can make two checks. I can get paid for a pre-recorded video and I get paid for a live. Yes, y'all are nosy because I don't have people in my comments say, "Oh, turn your camera on so we can see." Because y'all love when I get distracted. Y'all love, especially when I be at home. Y'all love when I get distracted at that park. But it could be some fun. I mean, the people. See, here we go off on a tangent. But yeah, you guys, that is it. I'm gonna hop off of here, and like I said, be sure to check out the videos that are coming up. Like I said, Paradise is coming up. Um, Baddies Reunion Part 1 and The Never Ever Mets. And also, you guys, go check out the Whether You Like It or Not panel. They are going to be on Sakina's channel tonight. You guys definitely go check them out. Y'all know those are my people. Those are I rock with all of them on the panel. And go check out my people and support them, you guys. And that is all I got. And y'all know this week we are finishing up Beverly Hills, and it is on Scotty's channel this week. God, it's not on my channel. Oh, it's on Scotty's channel. I'm so happy about that. Oh, I'm so happy about that. That it's on Scotty's channel. And all I have to do is just show up and participate. I ain't got to moderate. Praise the good Lord in heaven. He has to moderate. Watch that. Watch him text me and ask me for my notes. I know that's what he's gonna do if he don't watch it. But yeah, you guys, that's it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You say you love them alive. Will I be on the web? No, I won't. I won't be there because Scotty will be back tonight. So you guys will have everybody else. You have Really B, Sakina, Ya, T, Busy, Josiah. Y'all have all of them. But I've told them that if they want me, to come in and, whenever somebody's not there, I'll definitely fill in. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye, y'all.